Hello everyone and welcome back to Colouring with Kay. Thank you for clicking on the video and joining me today. So in this video I'm doing the Would You Rather tag, and this was a tag originally created by Kirsty from Kirsty Colour and Sketch, and I was tagged by Debie from Colourmestressfree, so thank you to both of you and thank you especially to Debie for tagging me. If you've not noticed as yet, I have got a cold and I'm quite sniffly, so I do apologise in advance for that, but I thought I'd better film a video because I haven't filmed one and put one out for a while, so I thought I'd best get it done, and I am feeling a little bit under the weather but I'll do my best. So yeah, apologies for the sniffly, blowing my nose and all that sort of stuff, but I can't do anything about that. Yeah, so let's get started. So I'm going to colour from A Million Mermaids by Lulu Mayo, and I started this picture and I think I'm just going to colour parts of it in pencil, so I'm using Black Widow pencils. So let's get started. So the first question is, bring you in a bit closer actually. Let's see, I'm going to work on the three rabbits in the centre. So would you rather colour in the same colouring book for the rest of your life or use the same medium for the rest of your life? So it would have to be colour in the same book, because I just cannot use one medium. It's very rare that I use one medium for a single coloured page, because I just get bored, and I just really like the variety of the different media, and I think mixed media pages just look stunning, because I think if you use media that work well together, it just makes it look so much better, in my opinion. So yeah, it would have to be using the same colouring book. I'd probably choose one that's got a lot of variety, so it'd probably take me a year to choose a colouring book as well, because these days when I try to pick a page it just takes me forever, so choosing one colouring book to colour in for the rest of my life would probably take a year as well. Right, so that's number one. Number two is, let's see, would you rather colour a page full of leaves or colour a wallpaper style page? Now I like nature, I like colouring nature and trees, leaves, flowers, plants, you know, woodland, forest scenes, etc. Things like that I really like. Wallpaper pages I rarely colour, and I usually use them as testers when you've got them in books. So I would say that I would definitely colour the leaves, because I'd be able to add variety by, you know, making them autumn leaves, or, you know, it's just a greater variety that I'll be able to make the leaves look like, and it doesn't have to be in some form of pattern or a limited colour palette, which I'm not great at using for my pictures. So yeah, I would use, I would basically colour a page full of leaves. So number three, would you rather colour fur or skin? Well, you might have noticed that I rarely colour people, you know, things like portraits. I just don't do them because it just does not interest me as much. So I would probably rather colour fur than people, as in skin. And I think I have coloured, it's not that I haven't coloured skin, I have, but I rarely do it, and I don't particularly enjoy it as much as, say, colouring fur on animals. Not to say that it would be great, the fur that I colour, but I think I'd probably do a better job with the fur than I probably would with the skin. Okay, so that's that one, I would rather colour fur. Number four, would you rather colour a double page spread in a Rosanes book or a double page spread in a Clara Markova book? It would definitely have to be Rosanes books, because I really like his double pages and his style of art. And I think I now have all his colouring books as well. So, and I've done lots and lots of double pages, especially in Worlds Within Worlds. So it would definitely have to be that book. I do have one Klara Markova book, and I do like her pictures, but if it was a choice between the two, it would definitely be the Kerby Rosanes books. Yep, so that's that one. And then we're on number 5. Would you rather colour greyscale or line art? Now, I like both, definitely like both, but I would say the one that I colour most often, and is probably the one that I enjoy the most, is line art. So I'd say I would rather colour line art, because when I like both options in these questions, I usually go with what I naturally go towards, you know, have had the experience of going with. So yeah, I'd say line art, but I do really like both. I do like putting in my own shading. I usually use alcohol markers for greyscale, and usually straight colour. It is very rare that I straight colour, but with grayscale you sort of can. Okay, so excuse me, I blow my nose, sorry for that. Next question, number 6. Would you rather colour a page by Mystic Art Mirrors or Kirsty Colour? So I don't have pages by either of them artists, but I looked at the pictures and the type of pictures that they produce, so their type of art, their style of art, and I would say I would prefer Kirsty Colour's artwork. So they're both nice, so don't get me wrong, they are both really nice, but I prefer Kirsty Colour's artwork, so I would probably colour Kirsty Colour's artwork rather than the Mystic Art Mirrors one. Okay, so there's that. Number 7, would you rather colour in silence or colour with background noise? Well, I do both, but I think more often than not I do like background noise. So either the TV is on, so I'll be watching YouTube, particularly you know, other people's YouTube videos, colouring channels, or I sometimes listen to music as well. So yeah, I would probably opt for background noise. Obviously if I'm making a video then there is no background noise because I'm talking, but otherwise yeah, I would opt for background noise. So that was 7. Number 8, would you rather colour with a mix of mediums and brands or stick to one medium and one brand? Well, that's an easy one for me. It would definitely have to be a mix of brands. So I would use a mix of brands, and that's how I usually colour anyway. I use lots of different media, even if it's just a picture where I'm mainly using pencil. What I'll do is I will not stick to one brand even one brand of pencil. I would use, you know, Black Widow with Holbeins, with Prismacolor, etc. So yeah, I'd definitely use more than one brand, and a mix of mediums. As you probably, if you've been on my channel and watched my videos, you'll realise that I do use lots of different media and brands. So 9, would you rather use a white gel pen or white Posca pen? I used to use white Posca pen all the time for my white highlights when I first started colouring, and then I discovered the white gel pen, so the Sakura Jelly Roll, and I've just ordered from Amazon a Signo Uniball white pen as well recently. So I do prefer white gel pen because, I don't know, it just gives me a brighter white for some reason, and a crisper white. That's not to say I don't use my Posca white pen, because I will, if I'm using lots of different media, then sometimes I will opt for the white Posca, but if it was a choice between the two, I would rather use the white gel pen. So that was number 9. Number 10, would you rather colour in the morning or colour at night? Colour at night, I think, and the reason is, you know, you get less disturbances at night, I think, because majority of the work that you need to do, you know, the adulting things, like Anne from A Colourful Life might say, all the adulting things have been done, so you know, you can just relax and colour and you won't be disturbed. So yeah, I would definitely rather colour at night, and yeah, just, I don't mind colouring during the day as well. In fact, if I had a job which was full-time colouring, I think all us colourists would be very happy with that, but yeah, I would prefer to colour at night. Okay, so that's that one, number 10. Next one, would you rather colour a page using a YouTube tutorial or colour a page using a tutorial from a book, for example the Colourist Special Effects books by Helen Elliston? Now, I recently bought all of Helen Elliston's Colourist Special Effects, and they are really, really good, and I do use tutorials from them now and again, and I get good results sometimes, but sometimes my results aren't particularly good, and that's a failure on my side probably, because I'm not following the instructions as well as I should be. So my choice would have to be a YouTube tutorial, because from a YouTube tutorial I seem to get better results, because I'm seeing someone else do it and I'm hearing them do it and working their way through it, and I can sort of see it being done exactly, and that usually gives me the better results. But that's not to say that you know, I don't use the tutorial books, because obviously I bought them all, the Colourist Special Effects, and they are still very much worthwhile having. I just need to dip into them more than I currently do, because I don't think I use them as much as I should. So yeah, so that one would be YouTube tutorial. Okay, so question 12 is, would you rather colour food or glass? So I would rather colour food, because glass, I have coloured glass before, and it's not brilliant, and it's hard to colour glass, for me anyway. I find it difficult, and I think I'd enjoy colouring food a lot more, and there's more variety to colouring the food, because I can use different colours, whereas with glass it's very much, I don't know, greys and silvers maybe, with hints of bits of blue. So yeah, it's because I'm not particularly capable of colouring glass that brilliantly, and also I can use more colours with food, so I'd rather colour food. That's my logic anyway. Right, so that's 12. 13, would you rather colour in Jasmine Beckett Griffith books or Jade Summers books? So Jasmine's work is outstanding and beautiful, and I really, really like it, and I do have one of her books, but I would opt for Jade Summers books because of the variety of different subject matter in there. And like I said, Jasmine's books mainly focus on people, and I don't really colour people. I'm a bit odd like that. My interest is colouring things like nature and wildlife, and you know, stuff like that. So basically I like both works. I think both artists are well, Jade Summers a company basically, but Jasmine's books and her art is just brilliant. But I would opt for Jade Summers books in this case. So that's 13. And 14, would you rather colour a colour by number book or a mandala book? So I do have both types of books, and I really like both types of books. I think they're great, but I would have to say I would like to colour in a mandala book, just because I can use my own colour palettes, and I like that sort of a independence, being able to make my own choices. But sometimes the mood that you're in, you know, which I usually am on a Sunday evening when I'm getting prepared for a busy week ahead, I just want to like not think and not have that independence at that point. So I will just want to colour by number. So I usually use my colour by number books in times when I just want to put colour down on the page, and that's it, and just, you know, the book is telling me what to choose and where to put it. So yeah, there's a place for both of them, but I would have to choose a mandala book. If I had the choice between those two, it would have to be the mandala book. Okay, so that's that one. And then next, where am I? Right, number 15. Would you rather use watercolours forever or use alcohol markers forever? Well, it would have to be watercolours, because I use watercolours much more than alcohol markers, and I just could not do without using them. I really enjoy using watercolours, so I would definitely have to, the choice there is just clear cut for me. It would definitely be watercolours. I cannot imagine not using like things like Neocolor 2s and watercolour pencils and Inktense and things like that. I just could not. So yeah, I really like alcohol markers as well, but the choice has to be watercolours, definitely. Okay, next, would you rather colour a Christmas page in June or colour an Easter page in December? Right, well, it would have to be a Christmas page in June. I don't really colour that many Easter pages, but recently I bought the book what is it? A Million Christmas Cats, that's what it was. I think it was by John Bigwood. I'm surprised that I actually remembered that, but there you go. And it's got some lovely pictures, and I can imagine colouring in that book at other times of the year, because cats are not just for Christmas, are they? They're forever. They're for your whole life. So yeah, I would definitely choose that. If I'm waffling on, forgive me, because like I said, I'm not feeling too well. So yeah, Christmas page in June. So that would be my answer for that, rather than the Easter page. Okay, so just going to have a sip of my hot chocolate. So excuse me. Right, next one, which is question 17. Would you rather colour on CreateSpace paper or on tan toned paper? Now, I don't have tanned toned paper, but I do have tanned grey paper, and I do use tanned grey paper. So I would imagine tanned toned paper would be similar to grey toned paper, you know, with the really nice tooth for pencils and things like that. So I would definitely have to say it would have to be tanned toned paper, because enjoyment is key when you're colouring, and for me anyway, well, it is for everyone I suppose, and I particularly enjoy putting pencil down on the paper that's meant for pencils, you know, for the artists use. So CreateSpace paper is good for certain pencils, I find, you know, certain pencil will always work well, such as Prismacolor Premier and Faber-Castell Polychromos, but there's many pencils I think that it's just not as enjoyable as if you would be using it on paper that's can take the pencil really well. So yeah, it'd have to be tanned tone paper for me, but I still use pencil on CreateSpace paper, and it's still good enough for, you know, for me to still, you know, like doing it. But if I had a choice, obviously I'd choose the tanned toned paper instead. Okay, next. Would you rather colour with Prismacolor Premier pencils or Arteza pencils? So I have both of those brands, and I really like both as well, but it'd have to be the Prismacolor Premier because there's a greater choice of colours. So 150 compared to, I think, Arteza's 120. So yeah, because of you get more shades with the Prismacolor Premier, and I sort of use them, you know, I enjoy using them quite a bit more because they were one of my first pencils and I really like how soft they are. So I'd probably choose the Prismacolor Premier, but I really do really like the Artezas as well. They are brilliant pencils, but the choice between them would have to go with the Prismacolor Premier. Okay, so 19, would you rather colour a background or colour the main image first? Well, you can see from this picture here that I've coloured the background first, and just seeing where I'm putting this down now. Right, so yeah, I've coloured the background first. I usually do colour the background first because I just like to get it out of the way, basically, because once you've done the background you feel like you've coloured half the page anyway, and so there's not that much left to do. The main subject matters is you know, I really enjoy looking forward to colouring that, so I like to get the background out of the way. The only time I don't really colour the background first is if I'm going to do the background with soft pastels or pan pastels, because I just prefer to do the main image and then do a pastel background. But if it's something else I'm using, like Neocolor 2 or whatever else apart from pastel, then I will do the background first. So yeah, it's the background first as my answer there. Okay, so excuse me a sec while I blow my nose again, sorry, and have a sip of my hot chocolate. Okay, so what question are we on now? 20. Nearly there now. Would you rather use Neocolor 2 or Derwent Inktense? Now, that was a particularly hard question. So Kirsty, I've got to commend you for coming up with such a difficult question, because I really like those. In fact, I love both those medias and mediums, or whatever the plural is. They are like just amazing, so to choose between them is painful. So I would say it would have to be the one that I use more, because I couldn't decide between them. I thought to myself, right, think about which one I used the most, because the one I used most is the one I subconsciously go to and therefore must like better. So I thought it must be the Neocolor 2 then, but I hope the Derwent Inktense aren't upset with me now, but I still really love those as well. But yeah, it would have to be the Neocolor 2s, because they're just so soluble, water soluble. They just dissolve so lovely when you add your water, and they're just great for backgrounds. They just make your backgrounds so quick and easy to do, and I love the colours. So that's number 20, Neocolor 2. 21. Would you rather rip a page out of a book that has gone wrong or persevere and rescue the page? I'm not sure I've ever ripped a page out of a book, because if I did that, the book would be useless to me, because I'd see where the page has been ripped out and I just wouldn't look at the book the same anymore. It just wouldn't be the same, so the book would be ruined anyway to tear the page out of the book. So I would definitely have to persevere and rescue the page. So I definitely have to do that. I'd have to rescue the page, and I have done that several times in my colouring books. So yeah, I would not rip a page out. That I'd just get rid of the whole book, really. So I know that sounds really bad, but yeah, I feel like the book's destroyed if you take a page out of it. Okay, so that's 21. 22 is, would you rather colour in a hardback book or a softback book? Well, that one's not too difficult. It would definitely be a hardback book. There's nothing nicer than having a hardback colouring book. It just makes it's just like such a good look for a colouring book. I mean, you just have to look at Maria Troll's books and Clara Markova's books and Hannah Carlton's books, and you just think how lovely they are. They're just gorgeous on the bookshelf as well. So yeah, I would definitely say in a hardback book. And the bonus question, I've finally got there. Who is your favourite artist? That is so hard, because there are so many brilliant artists. It's just so difficult to choose. So okay, it would have to be Fabiana Attanasio, and it was going to be a toss-up between Fabiana Attanasio and Kerby Rosanes, and I just didn't know how to choose. And then I just love Fabiana's artwork. You know, in the mythographic books, the detail in them is just so lovely and gorgeous, and I just really like the artwork. I mean, it's the same for Kerby's book, and it's really difficult to choose between those two, but then I went for Fabiana's books. So yeah, and her art style. So yes, it would have to be Fabiana Attanasio, but that was probably the hardest question in this would you rather tag. Who is your favourite artist? So yeah, so anyway, that is my would you rather tag. So I would just like to thank Kirsty from Kirsty Colour and Sketch for creating the tag in the first place, and also I'd like to thank Debie from Colourmestressfree again for tagging me, and so thank you very much to both of you. And I would like to tag, I'm a bit late in the day at doing this, so I hope these people haven't already been tagged. I don't think they have the last time I checked, but I would like to tag Imogen from Colouring Kid, Potato Princess, and Pebbles Adult Colouring. So if you could join in with this tag, if you have the time to do it, that would be awesome, and I would really look forward to watching your video. So yeah, I would tag those three channels. All the information will be in the description below. Thank you so much everyone for subscribing and for liking, and take care of yourselves, and until next time, bye.